Hello! Hello and welcome to the stream. I remembered this time. How is everyone doing? I hope everybody's had a really wonderful week. Or if you haven't, I hope your weekend has been worth it. Welcome back to the Tech Ambrosia Saturday stream. I didn't put a whole lot in the description for this one, but as you may have surmised by what's in front of me, I realized that beyond like a dozen people, nobody really got to see my Mac Plus finally work after fixing it. Like actually like do stuff. Like what can a Mac Plus do now that it has, access to a 1 GB hard drive? So I thought maybe we'd run through that disk image that 1bit sent me and see what it can do. I've also got some other stuff loaded on there that I just put on there this morning. So, before we get started though, let's say hi to chat. Who is here? We've got Everything's Broken Garage. Hello, welcome back. Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. Hello, hello. You are almost first. You are here early every single time. You're so punctual. Thank you, Dave. Trina from Trina's Technobabble. Welcome. Hello. Frodo Jedi. Hello. How are you doing? Who else we got in here? Clarjon OnePlus. Welcome back. Hey, Zata Sukra? Hello. How's it going, Bruno? I hope you're doing well. And we have Rick from Rick's Random Retro. Look at this. We've got a full stream today. Wow, wow, wow. Also, last week I took delivery. I have a P.O. box now. I can go, give it to people and have them send me weird stuff. Which could bite me in the butt, but hopefully not. But I bought an external floppy drive for my Mac Plus. I haven't tested this yet. Maybe we can do that on the stream. That'd be kind of fun. I've never had a Mac with an external floppy drive. All of the Macs I've ever had in my life, especially even the old ones, like the SE that I was talking about last week, that was the oldest Mac I'd ever used. No second floppy drive. It had an internal hard drive. I think like a 20 or 40 megabyte miniscribe. It's hilariously small. But never had a Mac with two floppy drives. Apple IIs, of course. You had the famous Apple II Duo Disk that made it to education a lot of the times. And then you had, the old style, sardine can, big black Disk 2 machines for the Apple IIs, and oftentimes those would be stacked one on top of another, but never for a Mac. Never had a dual floppy Mac, so I think we could probably test this today and see if it works. I've got quite a few 800K floppy disks here that I can try it with. But most importantly, and the thing I want to really show off that's really cool, is that this Mac Plus boots up off BlueSCSI now, and it does so quite reliably. This image that 1bit sent me has systems from pre-System 5 through System 6, a bunch of versions of System 7, like System 701, 7.1, 7.5, on here that you can just, switch between and boot. And it's kind of a fun little nostalgia trip. It turns out, all the fun nostalgia I had for System 6 for so many years, I actually should have directed it towards System 7, which makes more sense. I used System 7 more as a kid than I did System 6. A lot of the keyboard shortcuts, double-clicking on an item's name in the Finder to open it, you don't think twice about doing that nowadays. It doesn't work in System 6. If you double-click on the name, it lets you rename the item. It doesn't open it. So, that's... It's so wild. All the things that you don't remember are actually there in System 6. Anyway, how are folks doing? Rick says, hello, fellow retro over-obsessed nerds. That's right. We are among friends. We are among friends here. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well, Bruno. Very glad you're doing well. Alright, so... Everything's Broken Garage says, sending you a school bus fresh 386. Yikes. Is that a promise or a threat? It feels like a threat. Alright, so the one thing I have noticed is the SCSI port on the back of this thing, I think, might not ever have been used. Remember, I got this in about 99 or 2000, right at the end of my high school career from my high school art teacher. He didn't give it to me with a hard drive. You know, I didn't have an external Apple hard drive or anything for it. I don't know if it ever had a hard drive. I think he may have been roughing it for years just with the single floppy drive, but you know, I don't know if the SCSI port was ever used, but what I've found out is it's very particular. Sometimes I have to unplug the blue SCSI and plug it back in to get it to actually like make connection and boot, but other than that, it's been like rock solid for a limited amount of time I've been testing it. So maybe today we can stress test this thing as well. It should run. The problem with it before, if you recall, before I reflowed the analog board on this, was it would run for about 10 minutes, and then tapping on the case would cause the video to cut out, and that was it. That would be it until you turned it off and let it cool down. So far, it doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know what the time limit is now for how long it can run. Maybe it's indefinite. It also hasn't had a recap, so it still has all of its original capacitors in it. And to clarify, to recap, as it were, I did remove the Rifa cap in it. So the Rifa cap won't be popping today, which is good because the fire alarm would probably go off, and then I'd have to sit through a full apartment building fire alarm drill. So, unfortunately, no blowing things up today, at least I hope not. Anyway, yeah, let's get this thing going. Let me switch over my cameras. There we go. Alright, so we are also streaming in glorious 1080p today, so that y'all can actually, like, make out what's on the monitor. Because otherwise it's real hard to make out. Now, being like 512 by 342, you can actually make it out on this webcam, because it is a 1080p webcam. So let's... I gotta find a place to put my drink. There we go. Let's dive in. Get my mouse ready here. And let's see if she'll boot first time. Riveting. She does do a long power on self-test. I don't know if that's normal for a Plus. There we go. We're booting. Love it. The little marching extensions are so good. Alright, so yeah, we've got a functional Mac Plus. Let's load into the Finder here. I think it's on, I believe it's using Multifinder, but I'll double check here. Oh, no, you know what it is? This is running System 7. I set this thing to boot into 701, I think? Yes, System 701. Classic. Classic, classic. Let's fix this mouse acceleration, because it's pretty awful. Let's see what chat's talking about. Dave says it's a game changer. Yeah, the blue SCSI, having a SCSI port, having a blue SCSI is pretty major. But also, like, back when you couldn't afford a hard drive, having two floppy drives was pretty major, because no more disk swapping. That was the life. You had your boot disk, and you stuff the boot disk in, boot up, and then you eject it, plug in your application disk. Unless your application was small enough to fit on your boot disk, which, good luck. Especially with later versions of the Mac OS, like System 7 famously won't even boot from an 800K floppy. It's too big. So, Let's fix this mouse acceleration. I haven't done any real customization to this OS yet. My goal is eventually, you can see right here, this G4 studio display. I need to put it on my shelf down under here to clear off room for this to live permanently on my desk. But behind it is a PowerMac 7275 with built-in Ethernet that I want to turn into an open transport Ethernet to AppleTalk bridge, so that I can get AppleTalk to this over PhoneNet, because that was the networking that was built into the Macintosh, was PhoneNet over its serial port. I may have shown you in another stream that I've got a whole bunch, I've got a whole bag full of PhoneNet adapters now that I picked up on eBay for cheap. So that's the plan. Get the 7200 acting as a switch, get a PhoneNet network between the two, get this thing online. To that end, let's get this faster. There we go. That's so much nicer. So much nicer. To that end, I've got, view this as, oh, this should be sorted by name, so let's go to N for networking. I can't read that passport note. N is not P. There's a networking folder in here somewhere. I think it's in utilities. Let's go to utilities. Utilities. There should be networking stuff. Yes. Network. There is a folder of browsers. Yes. Web browsers. And I've got a few on here that I added. It was missing a few, so I added a few in here. But, like, Mosaic 1 should work on this machine. See if it launches or if it crashes. Look at that. A web browser on a 40-year-old computer? Nearly 40-year-old computer? Heck yeah. That 8 megahertz 68,000 is really showing its whole butt right now. It would be really nice to have an SE30, honestly. Something a little faster. Oh, there we go. We've got a menu bar now. Come on. Hey. Yes. Only local access is allowed, yes. That is fine. Can't wait to get this thing actually working. Here we go. What is that? Text. Oh, text has not been loaded. Let's make this load. There's a local home page here. Let's load it and see what it does. Local home. I haven't seen what this HTML page is. I have no idea what it is. Ta-da! A web browser. A web browser on a Mac Plus. That's so good. It's way too big for the screen though. Let's resize this. That is so good. It's a web browser on a Mac Plus. So yeah, the idea is get these things connected on Local Talk, you know, PhoneNet. Get Mac TCP on here, and then see if I can connect out to like FrogFind or something on the World Wide Web. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so we got a browser. That's not super interesting. Let's see what else is on here. What is chat saying? Oh my gosh! Everything is Broken Garage says he found a school bus with about 60 386, 286, 8086 machines in it. Wow. A school bus. Wow, wow, wow. Sucre says, I feel like I'm in a retro co-work. Yeah, there you go. Let's see, what else we got on here? So that's awesome. I did not know that that would work or not. I also loaded up, I was playing around with early versions of Illustrator. Yes, that Illustrator. Last night on my Basilisk 2 VM. So this is under graphics. We'll open the graphics. I have lots of interesting graphics utilities on this disk image. But I threw an old copy of Illustrator on here somewhere. There it is. Illustrator. Oh yeah, I threw Freehand on here too, just in case it worked. Wasn't sure if it would. Illustrator 88. Let's see if it works. I guess we'll make a new document. No template. We'll just open a new doc. Heck yeah, look at that! Yes! Oh, this is the freehand tool. Where is my... Give me my pen. Where's the pen nib? That's more like it. Yes. Bezier curves! You cannot stop me now. But yeah, vector graphics. Vector graphics in, obviously, 1988. This is a later version of Illustrator. The original 1.0 came out in, I want to say, 86, maybe? It was a long time ago. But yeah, Illustrator. Cool. Awesome. I don't want to save it, thank you. Let's change that alert beep. We've got System 7 on here. We have much more interesting alert beeps now. Trina says there should have been 77 computers on the bus. Let's see. Sound control panel. Here we go. The best. Gotta have the Wild Eep. That's the best one. So good. I love this thing. I love this thing so much. Could definitely do to be faster, but it's so nice to have it working again. Alright, how about some games? Games, or should we check and see if this floppy drive works? What do you think, chat? Games or floppy disk? Is my chat paying attention? Everyone left and fallen asleep. Because it's a Mac Plus. Looks like chat has fallen asleep. Alright. Let's play some games. Games? Okay, Trina says games. Let's play some games. First, of course, the one that I tried on the stream the other day. Crystal Quest. It's like my go-to for black and white Mac gaming. Dave says both. Let's do both. That's fair. This is probably going to be loud. I think you can use the number keys. I think you can use the number keys to set volume level. Yes. Number keys set the volume level. Alright. Let's do this. Play the game. That's more like it. Oh no. There's a delay from the capture card, so I'm watching it on the capture. Oh, this is bad. This is incredibly hard through a capture card. Ooh, oh no. Made it. World's most inappropriate sound effects. So good. Got him. Ha! Ooh. No. Oh. There's an occasional audio stutter, which I'm wondering if that's the blue SCSI. I have a really slow SD card in this thing, so I wonder if that's what it is. This is so hard through the capture card. Oh, that's not a crystal. That's a mine. Oh, it's these things. I hate these things so much. There we go. No bonus, that took too long. That's fair. No, no. Away. And that crystal. Yes. Ooh, darn. So your shots obviously go in the direction your momentum is going, but they also gain your velocity. So if you move more slowly, your shots move more slowly, so you can like spam slow moving fireballs of death. There we go. No, no. Give me these. Darn. Controlling this is extremely hard through the stream. Didn't even see that one over there from the glare. Oh yeah, I have bombs. I should use the bombs. That's spacebar. The bombs are good. Extra life. I'm gonna need it. Oh. Those things are tough. They soak a lot of damage. Ooh. All right. Hello, Garth. Welcome to the stream. So many hits. Let's pop this screen, get some frame rate back. Let me out, let me out. Oh. Are there any good options? Rick says, are there any good options for video capture from these yet? Why, yes, actually. Sort of. Ron of Ron's Computer Videos makes a TTL board that you can attach to get TTL video out of these things. That is really loud. I'm gonna make that quieter. You can get TTL video out of these things with an adapter board. You can technically get TTL video out of these just by jumpering the correct wires. But the board allows like you can add some diodes and a level shifter and stuff to make it a little more safe for the pluses circuitry. You know, in case there's like static electricity or something that comes in through the cable. I am planning on doing that to this. The thing is it is TTL. It's basically CGA, but only in monochrome. So you've got to have something that can either capture CGA or can convert CGA to something else, VGA or HDMI. But yeah. It's pretty cool. I bet I can find it. Give me like 10 seconds. Let me put my high score in here. Typing sideways and upside down. It's not great. There we go. One sec. If Ron shows up to this stream, or if he watches later, he'll recognize this box. This is the little box of goodies he gave me. And, get the side here without the addresses. Please don't dox me. We've got the battery relocator board that he makes. This is the one I wanted to talk about, though. This is the TTL board. But yeah, that's a safe way to get TTL video out of these things without frying the machine. And potentially then, you know, capturing the video, like straight from the source. And of course, like you know, everybody's seen these screens. You know, the classic Max video. Turn this brightness up so you can see it a little better. The classic Mac video is very clean. So I imagine this would capture pretty well, I would think. You know, if you just like shove this into something like a GPSC, like this, you get a big SCART plug on the back, but if you just plug this into like the VGA, the D sub on the back there, it should be able to convert that from TTL, I think. But yeah. Ron's computer videos. He's a good guy. Come on. Focus on it. It doesn't want to focus on it. Anyway, that's the TTL board. Pretty simple assembly. I've got a whole bunch of other goodies in that box, but that's the one I'm most curious about for this machine at the moment, is getting that one installed. But also, I would love to do Big Bad Biologist's internal SCSI connector mod for this machine, because there isn't an internal SCSI connector on this. It's only external SCSI. There's no speed benefit because this thing is so slow anyway. There's also some quirks to the Mac Plus's SCSI bus, so it's like it doesn't get you any more speed. But it'd be nice to like not have a blue SCSI hanging off the back of it. And I do have, also from Ron, who's very generous to donate this stuff to the channel, I do also have a version 1 internal blue SCSI. So that'll be cool. And pins. He sent pins. Isn't that nice? Ron's pretty great. I'm a fan. So, more games. Let's look at the action games. Hopefully these don't require the keyboard, otherwise I'll just move the keyboard around. Dark Castle, classic. What else we got in here? Continuum, Colossal Cave. I'm only in the seas. Airborne Alice Bonsai. Armored Alley. Beyond Dark Castle. Bolo. There's no way Bolo is going to work on this. No way. I think Bolo requires an O20. I'll be extremely surprised if Bolo works on this. Okay. I'm extremely surprised. This is another one that would be fun. Because, yeah, UDP/IP. Bolo can play over the internet. Again, 40-year-old computer, internet capable. Let's do this. I'll see how bad this is. Bolo's pretty demanding. I can't imagine it runs super great on a plus. I need my keyboard here real quick. I customize my controls. Where is my controls? Set keys. Q and A. Let's just do WASD. Decelerate. Left. Right. Gosh. Plus. Minus. Shoot is spacebar. Okay, that should work. Hello? Oh, hello. It is working. What? That's chunky. That's chunk. That's kind of what I figured. That's about how fast I figured this would run. There's a pillbox. It's regular grass. It's regular grass. That's good. Okay. What is my look around keys? Who knows? Okay. So Bolo's a top-down. Oh no. That one's shooting me. Bolo's a top-down tank combat game, and it's got a particular play style. This was made originally for the Acorn, I believe, and then it got turned into a Mac project in like 1988, 89. That is dead me. That is too laggy to play. Yeah, you want at least an 030 for this. Especially if you're going to play with multiple people on a LAN, which you can. I think it's up to 16 players, which is ridiculous. But yeah, that's a bit too slow. Just a smidge. Too much stuff on this desk. There we go. Too much stuff. What do we got? Yes, Garth, I'm playing watching through my capture card, and it's not as bad as like watching it through the stream itself, but because like I'm looking at OBS here, but like there's still a pretty significant amount of lag, like from when I move the mouse to like when it actually moves on the screen. It's a little rough. Dave says he uses a tech select board to convert TTL to VGA and then VGA to HDMI. Yes, that would work. That would work. Ian, hello. Hello, Ian. Sorry, you caught me while I was playing some games. Welcome to the stream. David Starbuck, hello, welcome. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Bolo might run better under System 6. I can't imagine it's going to be, like, playable. I think the target machine for Bolo was an 020, like a Mac 2. Which would be about, you know, about twice as fast as a Plus. 16 megahertz 020. Little over twice as fast. Glider. Ooh, glider. Glider, glider, glider. I played the heck out of Glider when I was a kid. I need the keyboard for this again. Darn it. Heck yeah, Glider. Love this game. Now, what are the controls? That's going to be the big question. Oh, oh no. What are the controls? Please give me the options menu. Oh shoot, it's because I'm already in the game. Let's end game. Glider is fun. Yeah, that makes sense. One bit says System 7 steals CPU cycles very often for other programs and background tasks. Not a friend of games on the Plus. That makes sense, honestly. Like, if you want performance on a Plus, it's really System 6 without Multifinder is like the way to go. It's about the newest OS that this really should have on it. Oh, there we go. What are these? Oh, I get it. It's left bracket and right bracket. Okay. There's perfectly good arrow keys right there, John. Maybe it's because you can't assign the arrow keys. I don't know what library he was using for capturing the keyboard, but okay. It is funny because there's perfectly good arrow keys on the keyboard right there, right next to those. Okay. There's only two controls, move left and move right. So if you want to like hover over a vent to get more altitude, you have to you know, flip back and forth. This is classic. Classic, classic, classic. Oh no, I didn't start out high enough. No! Should have gained more altitude in the previous room. Glider 3 is a little more slow-paced than like Glider 4. Glider 4 is what I played a lot of as a kid. So this vent will take us to a different room. Oh, it takes us back to the beginning. That's no fun. Glider 3 is a little slower paced than Glider 4. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Almost got ended by the paper copter. That was a close one. I'm sure that those hitches are System 7, just like doing its thing. That makes perfect sense. Oh. Let's see if it, in later versions of Glider, I know if you go past the guitar, the Glider will play the guitar. This is extremely hard to control through the stream. Oh no. Oh no. Extremely hard. Let's get past this room for once. Nope. No guitar. Damn. Robbed. I was robbed. Nope. This is very, very difficult to play. Over the capture card. Very difficult. Cool, glider. What else we got in here? Oh, Trina, I'm so glad. Hopefully it really doesn't turn out to be COVID. The whole, like, losing your sense of taste is usually a pretty good sign, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not that. Hopefully Trina will be well enough to do the Retro Mac cast tomorrow. Otherwise, apparently she's gonna fake it. Alright, what else we got in here? Is there... There's so many games. Karnov Centipede Mac-Man, that's probably a Pac-Man clone. Missile Command! Ooh, Oxide! I wonder if that works on here. I'm sure it does, but like, how well? Another game that I played tons and tons of when I was little. Nope. That would be a no. Oof. That's a big oof. Error of type 12. Okay, so Oxide does not work. Good to know. I didn't think so. That also seems like it's just a little bit too much game for a Mac Plus. Is that... No, that's Pinball Construction Set. Para Arena would have been a perfect game to have on here, because like that's way too fast on later Macs. Prince of Persia. Let's see how Prince of Persia looks on here. I've never played it on a black and white Mac. There we go. Wow, 92. That's super late. I'm surprised it actually runs on the Plus. One bit says Prince of Persia is painful on the Plus. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. It gives you more time to think about your sweet jumps. So this is another thing that this Plus does. I don't know if anyone's noticed while we've been running it, but the screen shifts over to the left. Rick says he's taking bets on how long it takes before the prince is impaled. I think it's going to be, once I start the game, I think it'll be about 30 seconds. weird to start a game of Prince of Persia from the menu. What are the controls? I have no idea. Not arrows. IJKL, of course. Well, not dead. Oh no. I do not have a weapon, I don't think. I'm very bad at this game. Get up there. Ho ho, look at that. Oh no, there it is. There you go, Rick. That's how long. Crunch. That makes sense. Dave says the analog board needs to be recapped if the screen is shifting to the left, which this is doing. So that makes sense. I do have the cap kit for it, I just haven't recapped it. Because, yeah, I just wanted to see if the thing actually worked. I'm going to have to go find my solder. I don't know what I did with my solder. I'm just going to order more solder, and by the time it arrives, I'll find my original spool of solder. What else we got? Space Ace 2, Titan, Space Station Veda. Warlock, Zero Gravity. I don't know any of these games. Oh, Shufflepluck Cafe. That's a perfect Mac Plus game. But another one that runs way too fast on anything other than an old 8 megahertz classic Mac. The prince is stuck in the worst Groundhog Day ever, says Rick. Forced to an untimely demise repeatedly. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, this lag is gonna kick my butt. Yep. I'm gonna die. Yep, this is bad. Can't play this with the lag. Yeah, nope. Yeah, this is unplayable on the capture card. Oh no. Really? So yeah, so I've got my mouse back here because I've got, like, you can see this thing is sitting on a mouse pad. Otherwise this mouse is unusable because it's an old ball mouse. It's the lag, though. It's the lag between the mouse and the capture card. Hey, I got one. There we go. I'm gonna quit while I'm behind. Oh, gotcha. Aim for his busy hand, which carries the ambrosia drink. Alright, it's that time in every stream. Whew. That is potent. That is potent. Whew. One bit honor saved. Yes. Dark Souls text. Ambrosia drink. Okay, strategy and puzzle is Tesserae on here. Because I absolutely love Tesserae. No. It's not on here. Storm. That storm, that activated some neurons. It's in French. Oh, is this is this Tempest? Is the Tempest clone? No, this is something completely different. Storm Masters, port from an Amiga game. Ah. Oh, alright. I'm thinking of, I don't know how old it is, but it was another game called Storm, and it was a Tempest clone. It was pretty good. Played a lot of that. What else we got in here? Risk, good old Risk. This is a perennial favorite among myself and my cousins way back in the day. Playing a good old game of Risk, and it was really nice because like a lot of the boring, complicated parts of Risk, the game would just automate away. So like you can attack different countries, and it's instead of having to, I don't even remember, it's been so long since I played Risk. But you wouldn't have to like roll any dice, you wouldn't have to draw any cards, do any math for the random stuff. And I apparently set all the players to CPU. Whoops. Anyway, I played a ton of specifically that version of Risk back in the day. Just a ton. Oregon Trail. What else is in here? Oh, Civ. Original Civ. Another game I poured tons and tons of hours into on a black and white Macintosh. Okay. The game is in here. Yes. Yeah. Macrisk was good. Good old Civ. What a game this was. Play on Earth! I have long and vivid memories of playing Civ on a black and white Mac. Like my primary, the same with what the heck was it? I mean, I played SimCity on black and white Mac. I played Civ on a black and white Mac. I played, is it Railroad Tycoon? Yeah, the original Railroad Tycoon on a black and white Mac. So those, like, all three of those games in my mind permanently burned into my brain as monochrome games. When I see like the color version of original SimCity, I'm just like, huh? What is that? Because I've only ever played, like, for extended periods of time, the monochrome version. I've never played a lot of Sim Earth, actually. Civ starts slow. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Let's get to the game. Go to the map. I can't touch my menus. Oh, there we go. Come on. Now, to be fair, like, I played these on a monochrome Mac, but it was because I was playing on my dad's Apple II CX, which had a black and white 2-page display. So most of the time, you just played games in monochrome. Sure. Yep. So yeah, like, I'm not totally familiar with, like, Civ being this slow. The other thing, like, it was a 2-page display. It was 1024 by 768, so, like, it was, you had lots and lots of play area. I'll move there. Okay, we all know Civ. We all know Civ. Okay. Sim Earth was a rental. Was confusing, didn't play much. Sim Earth was tough. I did play it a little bit at school, in, like, middle school. And yeah, there's a lot going on in Sim Earth. There's a lot going on in Sim Earth. Agreed. I want to try this. We are at the 1 hour mark, so I want to try this floppy drive and see if it works. So I'm going to shut down here. I don't know if you have to turn it off to plug in the floppy drive, but I'm going to guess you do. Let's see if this thing works. Dedicated port for the floppy drive. That feels crunchy too. I don't think that was ever used. Let's put it right over there. Look at that. Clever. I'm so clever. I heard something. It made a noise. Tarina says, oh, come on, Amber. We all know you can do a 2.5-hour stream. I can. The thing is, I have another thing I need to get to in an hour, so I don't want to, like... I don't want to be late for it, and Clarjon 1 Plus is also hosting it, so I don't want to make them late for it either. There's a disc in it? That did not... There isn't a disc in it. It sure thought there was a disc in it. Where did I put those floppies? Where did I put the floppies? Hang on. One moment. I need to make other people moderators on my channel. Okay. Got some discs. These are discs you've all seen me play with before. There's my System 6 boot disc. Option click to close all windows. Then you have to wait for them all to close. There we go. So that works. Cool. Let's plug it into... Oh, you know what? I think it lost my... Because I don't have a PRAM battery in here. I think it lost my mouse speed again. Sure feels like it. Yeah, it did. It lost my mouse speed again. That's better. I need to do that battery relocation mod on this thing too. Okay, so if we toss this... Plug it into the drive. Hey, look at that. Dual floppies. Yes! So you know what you have to do when you have two floppy drives on a Mac. You gotta eject them both at the same time. I am such a nerd. But yeah, we should be able to... This is my Mac Paint disk. Put the boot disk in here. Should have Mac Paint on it. There's Mac Paint and other stuff on it. So let's grab Mac Paint, stick it on there. I think I've already got Mac Paint on it, so it'll ask if I want to replace it. I do. Yes. Floppy to floppy communication. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yes. Oh, that's so nice. I'm so glad. Probably needs to be cleaned and lubricated. But that's cool. Floppy drive works. Dual floppy Macintosh. What else we got? Trina says, there's a sound I haven't heard in a long time. Floppy drives doing their thing. Well, watch this. Trina, this one's for you. Osie, hello. How are you? Yes, double the save space. And also, no disk swapping, which was a real thing back then. Yes, these are 800K disks. These are both 800K drives. I don't think the ROM in this thing can handle a super drive. Like, even if you plugged in an external super drive, I don't think it can handle it. It might work like once it's booted, but I don't think it'd be able to boot off of it. I don't even know if Apple made external super drives that would be compatible with this floppy port. So yeah, now we're booted off floppy. Just like an 8-bit machine, we are booted off a floppy. And now we can drop in our other floppy, and we can use both at the same time. Oh, it lost my mouse speed again? Be a lot of disk swapping to load this game up. I've done this before. I've done it on a single disk, where you boot on one floppy disk, you eject it, put in the game, and then try and run it. A lot of disk swapping to get it to work. But yeah, that works. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. There's a daisy chain port on the back of the floppy drive, so you could plug in another floppy drive. If you're a real player, you had 3 floppies on your Mac, then you could have your system disk and your program disk and then a save disk. And that was the kind of stuff that you did back in the 8-bit, microcomputer era, where you'd have your Commodore 64 or your Apple II or your whatever with dual floppy drives, maybe triple floppy drives if you were special. Let's plug this back in and get this back to booting off of SCSI. Okay. See if I have to plug it in again or if it will work. Hey, there we go. Judith is looking at me knowing things about classic Macs. Yes, and it's weird. So on the PC, these were 720K, right? Like these are the double-sided, double-density discs. So the single-sided discs were 400K, these were 800K, and of course on the PC, it was 360K and 720K. And that was because of the way that these were encoded. I don't remember if it was Apple or IBM that used. One used constant angular velocity, so CAV encoding on the disks. The other used CLV, constant linear velocity. It's just like old laser discs, where some are CAV and some are CLV encoded. So you can get just a smidge more data on the disk if it's whatever Apple was doing with these drives. I don't remember if it was CAV or CLV. But that's the main reason that you couldn't use Mac disks in PCs, because the formats were just not only like, the Mac disk doesn't just have like a couple extra sectors on it, it's a completely different, formatting scheme. The drives just couldn't read those disks. Of course, all of that went away with the Super Drive, which was able to change its read pattern between CLV and CAV, and of course could read high density disks, double density disks. And I think also obviously the single-sided disks would just use only one of its read-write heads. But let's boot this thing on System 6. God, every single time it loses my mouse speed. Let's boot this on System 6 and get this thing into something a little snappier. So we'll move our current system folder into the system folders folder. Uh-oh. That's right, we'll rename this real quick. So this is 701. 701. Push it into the system folders folder. Open. Okay, so we've got System 608. I want to move that one down to the base of the drive. It doesn't matter where it is on the disk, actually, because I accidentally booted this thing off of the System 7.1 install in this folder, because I opened it in my Mac emulator, and that was enough to bless the system and make it work, which was annoying. So this was from... You're going to find out how the classic Mac OS works. So this system file is from the 7.1 install, so let's dump that back in there. This is our currently, you see it has the fun little icon here. That does actually mean something. That is the folder that we're booting off of. So if I pull the system file out of it, it's no longer a valid system folder. And you'll see when I close it, it's lost its fun icon. It's just a normal folder, like any other folder. So if we go to the, where did I put it? The System 608 folder, open it up. We're going to bless the system folder. And we do that by finding the system file. Where's the system file? Can't open it on this one, I don't think. Well, we're in System 7, so we can open it up. Open it up. Wait. System file is a very special file on macOS, on classic macOS. It's almost a ROM extension. It's not quite, but so you've got system calls in there. There's like low-level drivers in there. For whatever reason, the system's fonts are all in there. And also in earlier versions of macOS, that's where you put your desk accessories and your system alert sounds. They all got packed into the system folder. So now you can see it's got a special icon. So when we reboot, so I'll show you, we are currently in, because I moved the system folder, we have no Apple menu items anymore. But we're currently in System 7. If I reboot, we'll be in System 6. Yeah, and one bit says use the system picker inside the system folders folder, and yes, that is correct. That's the easier way to do it, but this is like the low-level mechanical way to do this. So you can see how much faster System 6 boots on a Plus. It's quite a bit better. We lose some of the niceties, of course. We are running Finder, not Multi-Finder, so once we load up an app, Finder ends up quitting, and then it gives its memory allocations over to the next app that runs. So you can only ever do one application at a time on the machine, which is great for performance, because you get the entire machine is dedicated to whatever app you're running. Now, of course, and This Does Not Compute talked about this in his latest video, but there are desk accessories that are little mini apps that you can run multiples of, and you can run while other things are running on the system. And like this was how you multitasked in macOS for like 4 years, 6 years. I think it was 1990 when Multi-Finder came out. Maybe it wasn't that late, but like that was it. That was the extent of your multitasking on macOS. Most of the time, things were dedicated. So like in System 6, the control panel is not a folder full of control panels. It's actually an app that runs. In this case, it's a desk accessory that gives you your options for whatever you want to change. So I'm going to change my mouse speed again because, oh my god, there we go. That's so much better. But like we can set our alert sound. Here we go. And these are the classic ones. So you have the original beep, but but System 6 also uses the special sound hardware that's in the classic Macs. So you can do things that you can't do on later Macs. I used Clink Clank all the time when I was in System 6. It's a silly sound. Turn it up so y'all can hear it. There's unique sound hardware in the classic black and white Macs that isn't present on the later ones. I think that was a result of the lawsuit from Apple Records. The Beatles record label sued Apple over putting music creation hardware in their computers. I think the computer that got them in that hot water initially was the Apple IIgs because it had an Ensoniq wavetable built into it. Oh no. God forbid you can have good MIDI music on a computer. But yeah. Yeah, there's no EEP. Yeah, there's no EEP in System 6. The EEP was from System 7. Alright, so that's about it. That's about all I wanted to show. Like, this does actually work now, with reflowing the analog board. Apparently I also need to recap it since it's moving over to the left on me here. But yeah, no, this thing's working, and it's been rock solid this whole time, which is pretty great, because it literally would not make it past like 10 minutes before. So, yeah. Good stuff. The EEP sound effect was for younger generations, says 1bit. Younger generations that could save their homework on 1.4 megabyte disks instead of 800K disks. Yes. To say nothing of zip disks. I don't have a SCSI zip drive. It'd be pretty cool to have a SCSI zip drive for this thing, but like, at this point this is basically done. I need to do the recap on the analog board, put in the TTL board, maybe do the internal SCSI mod. We'll see how I feel about all that soldering, but this is essentially a finished machine at this point. I would like to retrowrite this drive though. This is it's a little orange. It's seen a little sun. Versus the Plus. This Plus lived in a box in my parents' attic in Wisconsin for 20 years, literally. I played around with it. I did the 4 megabyte upgrade on it when I got it at the end of my high school, and then put it in the attic, and promptly forgot about it for 20 years before I went back last year to get some other stuff, and then found this miraculously. But like most of the computers I hauled out of there, it was not complete. I had this, and I had the keyboard, thankfully, but I ended up having to buy a replacement mouse on eBay. I managed to find one that's pretty close in color. It's got a pretty similar patina. But yeah, that's my Mac Plus, and it works. It does the thing. It Macs. It does the Macintosh. Thank you, Dave. Dave says, great stream. Yes, this is the end of today's stream. Thank you all for coming. I'm so glad I could demonstrate this to you. I'm extremely, extremely excited that this thing actually works. It's so nice to finally have a classic Mac again, and to like resurrect this thing from the grave of neglect, my own neglect. It's nice to have a redemption arc for this little machine. It's very good. I'm so glad I've got the second floppy drive for it as well. Like, yes, this is a good machine. I like it a lot. It does the Monster Mac, says Frodo Jode. Yes, exactly. It does the Mac, the Monster Mac. Alright, everybody. I'm so glad you came to this stream. I hope you enjoyed it and you had a good time. If you're new here, please don't forget to like the video. Helps with the algorithm, and of course subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I've got upcoming videos where I'm looking at $100 graphics cards for your non-retro computer. Don't worry, after that I'm also looking at the original Pentium 4. So I've got stuff in the works. So please subscribe if you want to see more. Let me put up my socials for you so you can see where you can find me. Of course, I'm here on YouTube at TechAmber, but I'm also on Mastodon at tech.lgbt/@Shira. That is my persona. And of course, I'm on Twitter, mostly vestigially at this point, as @TechAmber, but I do retweet some stuff every once in a while. So, once again, thanks everyone for such a great stream. I am super happy that you enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day.